Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a world where, as you step into middle age, your vision begins to betray you. Every line of text on a page dissolves into meaningless black streaks dancing before your eyes. The faces of your loved ones blur into indistinct patches of color. Nature's details fade into an inescapable fog. This was the harsh reality humanity endured for thousands of years, forcing brilliant minds to halt their journeys. The story of Eyeglasses is not merely about physics. It's an epic saga of humanity's struggle to reclaim light, knowledge, and freedom from the grip of aging and innate imperfection. To understand Eyeglasses, we travel back to ancient times, when light refraction flickered in human awareness. Emperor Nero of the Roman Empire watched gladiator battles through a thin slice of emerald. This suggested a daring idea. A transparent material could alter how we perceive the world. Around the same era, philosopher Seneca observed tiny letters appeared clearer through a glass sphere filled with water. He lacked modern optics language, yet his intuition touched an immutable law of nature. Light can be bent. For centuries, such discoveries lay dormant. It was not until the 10th century that Ibn al-Haytham laid the foundation. The great Arab polymath, known as Alhazen, laid the true scientific foundation for optics in his Book of Optics. He challenged the belief that the eye emitted rays, demonstrating that light enters the eye from the external world. Through his analysis, light ceased to be mystical and became measurable, analyzable, and conquerable. Yet the true miracle emerged in the late 13th century, in the quiet atmosphere of monasteries in northern Italy. In Venice, particularly on Murano Island, where master glassmakers guarded Europe's secrets, wearable eyeglasses were born. Around 1286, early spectacles appeared, two convex lenses mounted in wooden or horn frames. The wearer had to hold them or balance them carefully on the nose. They were crude, yet they altered destiny. Imagine a monk in his 50s who believed he would soon abandon copying manuscripts. Then one day, he pressed two pieces of polished glass to his eyes, and the words came alive again. That moment was not merely an improvement in sight, it was the resurrection of purpose. For the first time, old age no longer meant exile from the flow of knowledge. When Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press in the mid-15th century, the world entered a new era. Books were no longer exclusive to monasteries or nobles. Knowledge spread like fire carried by the wind. With it, the demand for eyeglasses surged. Guilds of spectacle makers formed, establishing production standards. Eyeglasses evolved from an incidental aid into a purposeful medical device. Yet for centuries, spectacles remained inconvenient. They had to be held by hand or tied around the head. Some peculiar designs attached lenses to hats or clipped painfully onto the bridge of the nose, the pince-nez. It was not until 1727 that London optician Edward Scarlett perfected rigid sidepieces resting over the ears. This seemingly small innovation transformed the human experience. Musicians could play while wearing glasses. Surgeons could operate with precision. Scientists could observe their experiments without sacrificing a hand to steady their lenses. During the Age of Enlightenment, eyeglasses became symbols of intellect. Benjamin Franklin, tired of switching between distance and reading glasses, combined them into a single frame. Thus, the bifocal was born. His invention embodied a design philosophy: technology should serve life. In the 19th century, British astronomer Sir George Biddell Airy invented cylindrical lenses to correct astigmatism, bringing balance to images long distorted. Advances in chemistry produced lighter, clearer lenses. Glasses were no longer solely for the elderly. Nearsighted children could now see the blackboard clearly. Eyeglasses also traveled a fascinating cultural path. At times, they were viewed as signs of weakness. But images of great figures such as Mahatma Gandhi and Winston Churchill transformed them into emblems of wisdom. In the 20th century, materials like celluloid, titanium, and polycarbonate turned glasses into fashion accessories. Meanwhile, the concept of contact lenses, once sketched by Leonardo da Vinci, gradually became reality. From cumbersome glass shells to soft hydrogel materials, humanity placed light directly upon the cornea. Today, eyeglasses continue to evolve. They darken automatically, filter blue light, and integrate AI for augmented reality. Yet no matter how advanced the technology, the essential human value of glasses remains unchanged. They restore opportunity. Think of a child in a remote village putting on glasses for the first time and seeing the world in focus. Leaves take on defined shapes. Words on the board stop dancing. That moment can alter an entire life. Think of a craftsman who continues creating intricate designs because his lenses allow him precision. Or a grandparent who can read stories to a grandchild without squinting in helplessness. Eyeglasses stand as powerful proof that humanity refuses to accept limitation. They are the result of thousands of years of accumulated knowledge, of Venetian glassmakers, Arab scholars, European scientists, and American inventors. They symbolize a profound truth. When nature imposes a barrier, human ingenuity seeks a way beyond it. Perhaps the most beautiful part of this story is that eyeglasses do not make us superhuman. They simply return to us what should have been ours, the ability to see clearly. Yet in that simple act of restoration, they have allowed humanity to keep writing books, painting masterpieces, building cities, exploring the universe, and passing knowledge from generation to generation. When you place your glasses on your nose on an ordinary morning, you may not think much of them. But in truth, you are carrying a history that spans millennia, a history of bent light, of unyielding intellect, of people who refused to believe that blur was destiny. Eyeglasses do not merely sharpen what is before our eyes. They safeguard the continuity of human vision itself. They make it possible for a scientist to finish a life's work, for a teacher to continue guiding young minds, for a grandparent to watch a grandchild grow, without losing the details that make memory precious. In doing so, they preserve more than sight. They preserve contribution, connection, and continuity. They are a quiet bridge stretched across time. Through them, the wisdom of age remains visible to youth, and the curiosity of youth remains guided by experience. They dissolve the invisible wall that aging once built between a person and their purpose. A pair of lenses, light as air, carries within it centuries of inquiry, craftsmanship, and stubborn hope. It is proof that progress is often not loud or monumental, but intimate and personal, resting gently on the bridge of a nose. Within the still transparency of two small lenses lives a profound paradox. Something so fragile holds the power to sustain civilizations. Because when vision is restored, so too is agency. When clarity returns, so does confidence. And when people can see clearly, they can read, write, build, invent, love, and remember with intention. Humanity may indeed be small beneath the immensity of the cosmos. Our lifetimes are brief, our bodies imperfect. Yet the story of eyeglasses reminds us that limitation is never the final chapter. Faced with blur, we crafted clarity. Faced with decline, we engineered extension. Faced with darkness, we bent light itself to our will. So the next time you lift your glasses and settle them into place, consider the quiet miracle you are performing. You are not simply correcting your sight, you are participating in a centuries-long declaration that knowledge will not fade, that age will not silence insight, that the horizon will always remain within reach. For in the end, eyeglasses are more than tools of vision. They are instruments of defiance and hope. And through their humble transparency, humanity continues to prove a luminous truth, even in a universe vast beyond comprehension. The human spirit, when determined to see, can extend its gaze beyond the stars and still search for what lies further.